Topic today is African American youth and incarceration. Of course, we have with us Mr. Ronald Johnson and Mr. KWalker. And of course, gentlemen, before we had our first commercial break, we were talking about some of the causes of some of these incarcerations. But now let's look at, and I think it has generally been agreed that drugs play a very significant role in that. But now let's look at some of the things that are being done by people who are outside of the institution, as well as people who are inside of these institutions, to try to decrease the number of young people, not only African Americans, but the number of young people who will eventually become involved in this whole incarceration system. Let's start off by talking about your organization, Choices and Effects, Mr. Johnson.
My program is a program that's focused toward helping our youth. Most importantly, this program is set to stimulate the thoughts of our youth, as I alluded to earlier. If we can, I believe, stimulate the thoughts of our youth, if we can help our youth process information, if they can process their situation, they may not react quite as harshly as they have. I think Choices in Effect is a program that, from my experiences, through my experiences, I find that if we introduce youth to what choices really are and what their consequences are. See, I think a lot of time our youth haven't realized the consequence of choices. They think, oh, I can handle it. That's how I thought. Oh, I can handle any situation. But I didn't really give thought to who it was going to affect. It affected my family. It affected my friends. This program would be one that would give youth an opportunity to really think about who they're going to affect, society as a whole, when they make some of the choices that they make.
In other words, the choice does not only affect the individual, but it has rippling effects, and it affects other folks. Would you agree with that, Reverend Walker?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now, what about your organization? You're involved with the New Beginnings organization, Reverend. Let's talk about that.
That's correct. I got involved with New Beginnings back in October of this year as a result of working with another inmate out there that's been incarcerated for about 20 years. And he set it up where I could come out and speak to the group. I had no idea exactly what New Beginnings was all about or anything like that, but when I got out there and I spoke to the group, and then I found out what these brothers was all about, you know, the mission, the goals, the purposes, and everything, then I became attached to it, because being an ex-convict myself, you know, I looked at that and I saw that there was a need. And you got some individuals out there, and what you need to understand, Dr. Haney, is that the public is not aware of a whole lot of things that happens within the walls of the prison system. There's a message that is sent out to the public that, in a sense, does not speak to all the aspects of prison life. The only thing we hear about prison is the negative things. We follow the individual from the crime scene to the door of the prisons, and then after that, the ball is dropped. Nobody else knows what goes on or anything like that. When I went to prison, I need to say that I needed to be there. I was a criminal. I did what they said I did. I was strung out on drugs, and I hurt and harmed people, and I did all those things that justified my being incarcerated in the system. But you know, there are people that are in the system that, yeah, they're supposed to be there, but while there is a positive side of that individual, and there are brothers in that system that have gone in there, and they have, the light has come on, and they have seen the difference, the error of their way, so to say, and they have begun to develop themselves both spiritually and mentally and intellectually while incarcerated in the system, and now they're in a position right now whereas they want to give back to the community, to society, to keep others from coming into that system, because a lot of people just don't realize and just don't understand